Jason Morefield is a 16-year-old professional chess player, coach, and streamer from Virginia. Jason earned his FIDE Masters title in 2019, and he also plays chess on chess.com, where he currently holds a blitz rating of 2498. And he even participates in Arena King's Streamer Championships. When he's not streaming, he's teaching chess online and in person, with his fees starting at $30 an hour. When did you start playing chess?
I learned to play chess when I was 3, but I wasn't really interested in it until I was 9, almost 10. I played in my first tournament shortly after turning 10.
Did you have a titled coach?
No, I've actually never had a coach. The closest I've come to a coach is someone around my rating I've been working with, starting at about 1900. More of a training partner than a coach. I've never paid someone to help me improve at chess. Well, I mean, you can buy books, but I don't think that counts.
When was your first chess tournament?
I played in my first chess tournament shortly after turning 10, at which point I had been interested in chess for about 5 months. It went well, somewhat surprisingly. I left the tournament with an initial rating of 1050 USCF, having won 4 out of 5 games.
Were you or are you a part of a school chess team?
As I'm homeschooled, I've never officially been part of a school chess team. However, I have coached a few. It's definitely a different perspective as a coach, though it really feels like I'm part of a team, even if I'm not a player.
What would you say is your chess style?
I recently categorized my playing style as positionally justified aggression. I have a pretty good grasp, in my opinion, of how and where to maneuver my pieces and how to play with weak squares. I'm always hoping to seize the initiative, but I'm not willing to accept serious positional defects in doing so. For that reason, my attacks are rarer and slower, but they work out much more often.
What is your favorite opening for white? For black?
Honestly, that depends on my mood. I feel like I've come up with a repertoire that tends to lead to positions I find interesting. Since I really like positions that are strategically complex, I tend to enjoy the Indian defenses, such as the Nimzo Indian, the King's Indian defense, and the Queen's Indian defense, as well as the Grunfeld for both sides, although I rarely play the Grunfeld. I also enjoy playing a few irregular openings, because they tend to lead to interesting positions as well.
Do you prefer open or closed positions?
I usually prefer semi-open positions, since they tend to be more strategically complex than open or closed positions. Very open positions tend to be very tactical or just drawish, and closed positions are often really slow and drawish. I have no problem going for either if I recognize an advantage for me, but in general, equal semi-open positions are more interesting than just full-on open or full-on closed positions.
Do you prefer to play chess and chess tournaments online or in person?
I feel like playing both online and in person is important. I play online as a way to get chess in when I can't travel to a tournament and to play speed chess, and I play in person because it's very competitive and you have more of a chance to show off what you studied. Online can also be effective as a training method for learning openings, especially when it's hard to travel into an in-person tournament to gain experience.
Leading into a tournament, do you focus more on improving your weaknesses, or do you focus more on scouting and studying possible opponents?
Sort of a combination of both. I set a goal of exactly what I'm going to be focusing on during my games, for example, a method for managing my time, and then if I have time after that, I'll prepare openings for the top seeds. Because I only have so much time, I really only prepare specifically for the higher rated players, and rely on my general repertoire knowledge for everyone else.
What, in your opinion, was the best game of chess you ever played?
All things considered, I'd have to say my game against Grandmaster Andrei Stukopin from the 2018 Washington Chess Congress. He was rated about 2570 FIDE, I was about 2150 FIDE, and I had never beaten a Grandmaster before. However, in that game I managed to positionally outplay him from beginning to end, without a single tactical blunder on his end. I was very satisfied with that game, and I still am today. I won about 100 FIDE rating points from that tournament, probably my best to date overall.
Knights or bishops?
I hate having ineffective pieces, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to give the boring answer that it depends on the position. On average, though, given my playing style, which tends to avoid very open positions, I'd have to say knights.
Why did you decide to start streaming?
I decided to start streaming in March of 2018, right around when the Chess.com Arena Kings tournaments were announced. For those not aware, its format has changed recently, but at the time it was a twice-weekly speed chess tournament on Chess.com, where due to the pairing system you could get paired against people much higher rated or much lower rated, and the winner was typically the one with the most wins in a row, as it valued streaks. I got to play some really strong players in that tournament, including Hikaru Nakamura, Daniel Naroditsky, and Georg Meyer, to name a few.
Why did you decide to become a chess tutor?
So I became a chess tutor when I was 11 years old. 1 year and 4 months after my first tournament, I was rated 1830, and I had just won the Virginia State Amateur Championships. There wasn't much of a chess scene where I lived, so if I wanted to play people higher rated than like 1300 on a regular basis, I needed to travel. However, I couldn't really rely on funding of my parents, since chess is very expensive, especially when the hotel is factored in for long distance tournaments. So I started coaching in order to fund my own chess playing career, and I can now say I've funded every tournament since then with my own coaching.
What chess players do you look up to?
That's a good question. I tend to look up to people with a value or characteristic I respect or admire more than someone who's just a better player. So honestly, the one I look up to most is the training partner I mentioned early on in the interview. Even though at this point I'm about 200 points higher rated than him, his work ethic is incredible and he always seems focused on finding new ways to improve, which is something I really respect.
What advice would you give to people who are new at chess?
Honestly, probably just to do whatever got them interested in the game in the first place. There's a lot of things to learn and do to improve at chess, and you're going to be overloaded if you try and do every one of them at the start. Your primary goal at the beginning is should just be to explore and have fun. You can look up training methods to get better, but only if you're actually enthusiastic about doing them. After all, chess is a game, and games are supposed to be fun, and I think that takes priority over everything else.
Have you considered trying out for a pro chess league team in the future?
Absolutely. My schedule is tricky to work around, but if I was able to join a pro chess league team without withdrawing from other commitments, I would definitely consider trying out.
We here at Chess Meal would like to thank Jason for taking the time out of his day to do an interview with us. Remember to follow and support Jason on twitch.tv at Chessically Inclined and on youtube.com at Chessically Inclined.